Hello YouTube, this is Shazia from STEM APKs. Welcome to another tutorial. In this tutorial, we're going to continue where we left off in the last tutorial. As you remember, in the last tutorial, we were populating the edge detection dropdown. And in this tutorial, I'm really excited because we're going to start downloading the stuff necessary to do stuff like this. We're going to be downloading OpenCV.js from the OpenCV library, and so we can bring all the code. So let's get started. We have a lot of ground to cover. The first thing we're going to do is download it. And before I do that, this is what we did last tutorial. We got part of the navigation done. And in this tutorial, I would like to get this done. Um, let's do it. You have three options to get the OpenCV.js. You can either build it yourself from scratch. Don't worry about it. We're not going to do that. It takes too long and it can be really painful. So we're not doing that. Option two, you can get it through the npm, the package managers, or Ubuntu app get installed. We're not doing that either. Some of the packages are missing dependencies. They're deprecated. There's tons of issues. So we're not doing that. And then we have option three. And this is what we're doing. A little bit different though. Why are we doing this part of the official OpenCV project? As of last year was the last one. I think at the beginning of this year they updated it. And you know why. So if you're using Windows, this is the command. I didn't test it. I don't use Windows, so I don't know. I can, for Mac and Linux, these are the commands, but I'm not using either one of the two because they did not work for me. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. I don't know. This is what I'm doing. We're using this command right here. And I'm just going to copy and paste it and go to the public directory right there in our project. And it's this one right here. And if you know, is right there. Okay, this public directory right there. And don't look inside because I have other stuff and I don't want to confuse you. So right now I'm going to paste the link and I'm going to hit enter and it's going to complain because it needs it needs sudo permission, it needs permissions. So we gotta do sudo, enter your password, and then it's going to do it. I don't know if it asks you for the password. For some reason, it's asking me for a password. I just gave permissions to the folder, so I don't know what's going on. Okay, so it's going to download almost 10 megabytes of info. And if you try to look at it, you might only see the top. And when you go down and down, there's nothing there. Don't panic, okay? Because it just told you that there's 10 million uh, megabytes of stuff. So it is there. So when you do it, open it on the editor. Don't use this one. Let me close it, clear it. And just go into this one and open it through here. And now when you go down, there it is. And don't try to read that because it's not human readable. This is stuff from Emscripten. So now we're going to test it to make sure it works. So what we're going to do now, we're going to take this code right here and it's using the Canny algorithm, simple Canny edge detection, nothing complicated. It's taking an image and just apply grayscale to it. And then we're going to load it to make sure it works. We're going to go to port 5500 If you're using VS Code, which I hope you are, or Cursor, I'm using Cursor, you can um, open the live server here, down here, and it's gonna bring you, and then boom, it tells you that it's not loaded. And you go, what's going on? And then you go, if you're like me, you're gonna spend hours trying to figure out what's going on. And some of you will get frustrated and say, OpenCV does not work on the browser. OpenCV does not work with JavaScript. But what's the real answer of what's going on is here. If you go into the OpenCV page, you're going to see that it's talking about Emscripten. And if you go to these are the people behind lots of projects. I mean, these people, they're doing a lot of good work and C-Lang, Clang, a lot of stuff. And you can go there and find out it's a really good project. And it's telling you that it's using an LLVM to JavaScript compiler. It's taking LLVM bytecode which can be generated from CV and C++ using Clang or C-Lang and compiles it into ASM.js file. It's like an assembly JavaScript type of thing, or WebAssembly. We're not going to be using ASM.js. I'm going to use WebAssembly instead. WebAssembly, this is the good part here. It enables ahead of time compilation and optimization in JavaScript engine that provide near to native execution speed. This is ASM. WebAssembly aims to execute at native speed. This is really fast. So this is what's going on under the hood. But what they don't tell you here anywhere, uh, or if it's there, I couldn't find it, is that the code, let's go back to the code now. When you go back to the code, it's just taking HTML and it's loading the script from OpenCV.js and is opening it and loading it and then applying OpenCV code on it right away. And it doesn't like it at all. The browser complains and says it's not loaded, right? So a way to go around that is to do this. This is a different piece of code. Same thing, Canny algorithm, uh, nothing different. It's almost the same, but there's a huge difference. This guy right here is loading this module before it does this. And that's huge because what you're doing is this function right here is actually it's basically making sure that it's ready for the OpenCV to start processing the image. Okay, and that's when we run this snippet instead of the other one. Now, if we read that one, boom, there you go. And then all of a sudden, it's loaded, it's working, and I hope that you stuck around and got to see this because a lot of people, a lot of times, stop right here and say it doesn't work. But this is what's going on. And the reason this is happening is because of what's going on under the hood. Because I think it's worth for me to get in a little bit into this because we don't want to know about CDNs. Uh, well, what's going on in under the hood is this is let's go over it because I think it's worth it. See the YouTube. CD, where is it? EMSD, CD, YouTube. And let me do some housekeeping here before I show you. Okay, in this file, in this directory, you have these two files, a C++ file and an HTML file. Don't worry about this. This is a directory, and this is also another directory, so don't worry about that. What is in that file? Nano simple C++. This is what is in this file. It's in bringing the library, the header file from Emscripten, some C++ code, and then it's inverting an image, basically inverting the colors. That's all it does. I close that. Now I go into the uh, HTML, same thing, but now it's HTML and then JavaScript, and it's taking all of that stuff from is basically serving it to the browser. To go in detail into this stuff is beyond the scope of this tutorial, but just remember, this is stuff for the browser to digest. So now I close it, and now I go here to get my command, and I go here, where is it? Right, where did it go? Oh, right here. This is how you clone it, by the way, to get the compiler to work locally on your computer. I did it so I can show you this. So I'm going to take this code right here and copy and paste it. And I'm going to, basically, this is what's going on. Is the compiler on compiling this file, this C++ file, is going to have an output of, it's going to produce a JS file and also a WASM file, and these are the flags. It's just basic C, C++ stuff. You hit enter, and then all of a sudden, two files were created that were not there before. This guy right here, WASM, and this guy right here, JavaScript. If you open a server, let's be lazy. If you now open a server here, and for some reason I'm getting this. Oh, it's just so bad. For some reason, I have a permission issue. Let's just end this one. Unless, same thing, right? Yeah. Then in this terminal it works. It doesn't work on the other terminal. Same directory. It's weird. So now when we go to that local host here, this is the directory. Okay. It's got this C++ file that I just showed you. It's got the WASM, which is it's like a binary. If I click on it, it's gonna download it automatically. So you see it. And then it has this guy, JavaScript. What is in there? Let's see. Let's find out. There it goes. This is what the browser takes and serves and renders on the browser, on the website. So what's happening here when you compile the C++ file, it created the WASM and it created the JavaScript. Now it takes these two files and converts it into this HTML that when we look at it, now that's the HTML that I showed you earlier. Now it has this stuff and this stuff. And look what it does now. It gives you it actually inverts the image for you. And this is what's going on under the hood. If you really want to know even something even more interesting, if you're going to, let's use this one, let's end this one, and let's go into, because this is a major difference. I want to show you this. There's two files here. There's a Python file and there is HTML, JavaScript. They basically do the same thing. I'll show you the CV2.py file. It's just basic Python computer OpenCV file. Nothing NumPy, doing all the regular stuff that we always do, right? It's loading the image, it's doing all of this, it's showing the image and the process image. Okay, nothing different here. And just basic OpenCV Python code. Nothing exciting. Then I'm also going to show you the HTML file. Same thing here. Both of these files do the same thing, by the way. This is all CSS styling. And now the body. Now you see the divs. Process image is doing the same thing the Python file does. Now it's the JavaScript stuff. And then it does its magic. So I'll close it. Now let's run it. Let's run the Python file first. And now the Python code created these two images, right? One of that image is right there. It has image PNG. It's this image right here. So it takes the original image, it applies the Canny on it, right? But look at this. Time taken, 0.193 seconds. Memory use, 42 megabytes. Image shape is a you know, from NumPy. And Edges Python, it downloaded the image. I would save, we saved the image. Okay. So now we close this. And now we do the same thing, but now we run it. We run the HTML. For that, we need a server. We're opening the server again. I don't know if I could use the same one. Just open it. No one, just in case it doesn't work. It throws me an error. So let's do localhost 8000 again. Same thing. Inside the directory, the Python code, the HTML code right here, the image that is saved, the PNG original, the edges, and now the HTML. And look, if we see both images, let's minimize this one, and we compare, Python took 0.193 seconds, 0.124 seconds for for this one. Memory, 42 megabytes of memory, only 4 megabytes of memory. Image shape, same thing. Output save, same thing, basically. If we now refresh, look at that. Now it went from even less time. And if we refresh again, and again, and again, this is the final. So it is actually a lot faster than Python by a lot. And the memory use as well. What I'm trying to tell you here is there is room for OpenCV on the browser, and there's a lot of cool stuff that you can do on the browser. I'm not saying this one is better than Python. No, I love Python. You know that. I love C++. I love Python. But this is very powerful, and there's a lot of cool projects that can be that I can think of that can benefit with this technology. But this is the end of this tutorial. It's really long already. In the next tutorial, we're going to dive deeper and get under the hood. Thank you for watching, and if you like this tutorial, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time. Take care.